and welcome to Boca Behind the Scenes, a get to know you podcast where we chat with city staff about city initiatives, events, and programs that we have going on right in here in our community. Today on the show, I'm joined by Pedro Moras, our innovation strategist. Thank you for being here today.
Hi, glad to be here.
And then our first ever non-city employee, Joe Russo, President and CEO of Palm Beach Tech Association. Thank you so much for being here as well.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course. So this podcast, we're going to be talking about innovation and technology within the city of Boca, but focusing on this upcoming hackathon. And I know, Joe, last year you came and presented to City Council about the hackathon and presented the winning team who actually created an AI bot for the city. So do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, and thank you again for having me here, and then of course, supporting this. But last year we held a hackathon at Office Depot, which is based here in the city of Boca Raton. And for those that don't know, the city's history of technology is very vast, from IBM being here over 50 years ago to now. So we have a lot of tech talent in the community. So when we put on this hackathon and had over 100 people attend, it just so happened that the winning team built a product for the city of Boca Raton. Go figure. And it worked out very well for us because we wanted to, of course, share the news of this hackathon with the city. And what better way than sharing a little bit about the winning team, which obviously gave a way for city staff and residents to be more connected than ever before. So hackathons are always different, and people are always coming up with more imaginative ways to do things, but what a perfect result. And we're hoping this next one will have just as perfect outcome for the city.
Awesome. So tell us about this hackathon. I mean, I have no idea what it is.
What a
and
hackathon
how it
is and how it works.
Yeah.
So every time people hear the word hacking, their automatic thought process is, oh no, what happened? But hacking is not a degenerative term. It's really meant to hack something, to figure it out, to work through a problem. And what hackathons are doing is taking a group of very smart people, all technology oriented, and saying, here you have 24 hours to solve a problem, right? So it's hacking through that. And for this year, we put the themes of smart cities and hurricane relief on there. So anything that relates to building a better city, building a better community, and more than that, helping a community in peril should a disaster happen, as we've seen in the Bahamas. We really want to emphasize that community feel and have these teams and have these people have an opportunity to come up with ways to help their community. So our theme last year was just generally community, and we had people ultimately, figure their own ways through that and their own projects. But we had 17 teams last year. This year, we'd obviously like to have more, with each team working collaboratively with their skill sets and their backgrounds to come up with a way to help the city of Boca Raton and other communities around us.
And who makes up these teams? Like, are they all developers, or, do they come from different backgrounds? Are they young entrepreneurs, or?
It's as diverse as you might expect. We have very senior, very seasoned folks who are partnering in teams with students from our local universities like FAU or Lynn University. So we do have this really interesting mix, and it's kind of fun to see how the teams flesh out and see how diverse they are. Our second place team last year was an all-women's team that came from our Women's Council. So we have a Women in Tech group, and they put together a team, and it was amazing what they came up with by just all kind of saying, well, I'm good at this, and I'm good at that, and I'm good at this, either be web development, software, graphic design, project management, all these little skills and jobs that when you look it up, they make about 4 or 5% of the workforce in South Florida. Put them all to work, and they make 100% of the difference.
Awesome. And Pedro, I know this is your first year
Yes.
here at the city. And so what are you looking forward to the most with this hackathon? And, what is your involvement with this event?
Yeah, so we're really excited in the city and in the Office of Innovation. The Office of Innovation is brand new, and our two areas of focus, one of them is smart city. How do we make Boca Raton a more technology-enabled city? How do we come up with better solutions to overall improve our community? And that's everything from transportation to security to many different things. So we touch on a lot of different topics. And then the other area of focus is how do we make Boca Raton a more robust entrepreneurial and startup ecosystem. Our council has a big interest in this becoming a technology hub. And as Joe mentioned before, Boca has a really rich history when it comes to technology. We have a lot of talent here. And so a lot of times, I think in the past, we've done a really good job of our community kind of growing organically. And then at City Hall, we have some really good people. So we're excited to tap into the immense talent of our community and say, hey guys, we want Boca Raton to become a smart city, but we know that we can't do this alone. And we'd love to engage with you guys. So we're excited to see what types of solutions come out, because we really have a mindset of the city of not just saying, oh, that's really good, that looks good, but really looking at this as an opportunity for us to say, great, this is a first step, how do we work together?
And for those of us who don't know, what exactly is a smart city?
Yeah, so the definition of it is very broad, and it depends a lot on the different types of cities and what you mean. The general kind of, I would say, consensus is a city that is wanting to improve the quality of life for its citizens, using technology as a primary means or a solution for it to do so. So it can mean a lot of things. It can mean from smart lighting, Wi-Fi, 5G, something that's been thrown around a lot. How do we use better, more sustainable technology when it comes to transportation, when it comes to building? How do we provide better services and more opportunities for our citizens? Pollution, lowering pollution, and those types of things. Where the definition varies is it depends on the needs of the city. A city like Boca Raton, we don't have major pollution issues like, say, Los Angeles or Hong Kong. So that kind of deprioritizes it. But it's really vast in what it covers.
Yeah, and I'll add to that by saying I have this really neat app on my phone that's it's called the Transit app. Just as simple as it sounds, you can look it up. It's a free app, and they actually have partnered with cities like Boston or Toronto, some big cities, and integrated all of their public transportation. So in a big city where there's a lot of ways to get around, I can go on this and I can see the live tracking where their buses and where their trains are. And in South Florida, it has Tri-Rail and Palm Tran and Lyft and Uber and everything. But just by making the public more connected with what is around them, there are so many applications of technology in making a better, more connected city. And that's something as a Florida native, I'm really proud and interested in. So we become a better community leveraging what we have here.
Definitely. And so overall, I guess, what is the goal of this hackathon, from Palm Beach Tech Association standpoint and also from the city standpoint? Like, what are you looking to see come out of this event?
Well, I think from an industry standpoint, we want to raise the awareness that there is a really awesome, amazing tech industry in South Florida, and it's constantly growing and constantly evolving. We might not have IBM here like we did years ago, but we have Modernizing Medicine. Office Depot has almost 1,000 technology-enabled employees in our office here. There are so many different companies that we know of today. Raising the awareness of that and then interconnecting those companies so they can be part of a movement that grows our tech industry here and gives South Florida a really solid economic foundation for the future. And heck, I went to school here all my life. I want more people I went to school with to say, I'm coming back to South Florida from New York or Chicago or whatever, and I'm going to make my home here. So that's our selfish goal from an organization standpoint, making sure that our industry can grow. But and I'm sure this will relate to Pedro's. I love to see what our people can come up with, see what these teams can really do.
Definitely.
Yeah, from our side, we're sponsors of this event, and in the future we're going to be looking to do a lot more of these events. The city's very interested in really pushing forward and evolving our city because it's growing. The needs of our citizens are growing. We have different types of citizens inside of our community. So as we look to grow, we are looking for new solutions, new innovative ideas that are part of it, and we think that some of the best ideas they may come from the big companies, but a lot of times some of the best ideas come from the local entrepreneurs, the developers, the startups, the startup companies that really can push through and have a very open mind when it comes to developing ideas. So from my standpoint, I'm really looking forward to seeing the types of things that come out. And I think that this is a really good first step for us to, one, identify some of these issues, or not issues, but challenges and problems that we can evolve, and start identifying solutions and meet some of the people in our community that we think we can tap into as partners going forward.
Awesome. So for those that want to attend, do you have to go as a team member that you can get involved with this, or can you be a spectator? You know,
So you don't have to be a part of a team to show up and join. We actually have some team building factored into the whole time, because most people aren't coming with a team or even coming with an idea. They're coming to be a part of something and maybe learn. So, take, for example, a student. They're not coming with a team form, but, we make sure that everyone is paired up with other people that they can form their team and idea. And if somebody wants to come as a spectator, we welcome that as well. We do have tickets online. They start at $25 for anybody. That's because we do have an immense amount of food that is, have to be factored in for the weekend-long event. But we welcome anybody to come if they want to purchase a ticket and show up on Friday evening, which is our kickoff event, where we're going to have the CEO of Office Depot speak, the Vice President of Technology from Florida Power and Light, and of course the illustrious Pedro over here present as well.
Illustrious.
And and then Sunday morning, keep in mind this is 24 hours straight. Sunday morning, after being up, they have to pitch their idea to a panel of judges, and that will be Sunday at 10. So those are the two major times that if you're not necessarily participating, but you're really interested, you can come and attend those.
Awesome, awesome. And last question, very serious question. Considering it's a 24-hour event, what is the best energy drink that people can bring to keep themselves awake and going all night?
Oh, Lord. I'm a Gatorade guy, but that's just not going to cut it. You need some really
Heavy
hardcore
caffeine.
coffee. Yeah. So we do have a couple coffee providers. We have your typical hot coffee that we'll have there, which is a subculture coffee, and then we have a company called Candid Coffee that's going to be bringing in some cold brew, because if there's one thing I know from my days back in college, you got to drink a lot of coffee to get that through.
Pedro?
I don't know. Red Bull should be sponsoring this for you guys.
We've looked
Somebody should place a call.
Yeah, we've looked at that. Like, I feel there's got to be a great commercial opportunity here,
Right.
too. Like, not Red Bull gives you wings, but it keeps you up for 24 hours straight to build stuff for the city of Boca Raton. There you go. There's your marketing point.
Our new thing in the city manager's office is Celsius. It's a
Delray Beach company.
Yes, and it is amazing. We live off of that.
I'll talk to them. I'll see what I can do. It's not a bad
They're
idea.
in Boca Raton, sir.
They're in Boca?
I would like to correct you
Oh, okay.
right now. They're a Boca company.
Oh,
See, I
there you go.
didn't even know that.
Boca Raton company.
Look at that.
They were
That's
actually,
awesome.
our economic development just put in an awesome event over at Brick, and the CEO of Celsius was there.
Very cool.
So they're an awesome local company.
Kudos to Celsius.
So, Celsius, the next hackathon.
I'll spell it right later.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen, again so much for being on the show. I really appreciate it, and I hope you have an extremely successful event.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
Awesome.
having us.
Thank you
Thanks.
for tuning in.